I'm giving updates on the CSOL na tinatawag natin, no? Yung CSOL is Australia's Core Skills Occupation List. Lumabas ito 2 days ago, and actually we published it yesterday, I think, in our Facebook page. And now I would like to discuss more about this so that yung iba na merong questions can probably get some clarification based on a very scant resources that we have at the moment, no? Kasi hindi pa buo yung hindi pa buo yung regulations dito, so we don't really know how it's going to apply, but definitely it's taking effect on the 7th of December, and marami siguro sa inyo yung magkakaroon ng epekto dito, especially those who are planning to apply for 482 visa tapos nawala sa listahan yung kanilang occupation. Okay, so let's start with that. So what is Core Skills Occupation List, o yung tinatawag nating CSOL? This was introduced to address the critical workforce shortages. Now there are 456 key occupation that immigration deems so essential to Australian economy. Now, yung dati napakaraming listahan, hindi ba? Merong MLTSL, merong STSOL, merong ROL kung gusto mong mag-apply ng work visa or kung gusto mong ma-sponsor ka ng iyong employer. So, titingnan mo muna kung medium term ka ba, short term ka ba, magkaiba yung bayad sa medium term, magkaiba yung magkabayad sa short term, o kaya naman pang regional lang yun. So, ngayon hindi na. This is a consolidation of those occupations that are critical to Australian economy. So ngayon, ang pinag-uusapan natin dito ay CSOL, yung Core Skills Occupation List. This is a consolidated list ng MLTSL, STSOL, ROL. Pero it only applies to 2 visa categories. Okay? So one is the new visa na i-introduce din, yung Skills in Demand visa. This will replace the Subclass 482. And then another one is the Direct Entry Stream of Employer Nomination Scheme Subclass 186. Now, don't be confused. The Direct Entry Stream ng ENS Subclass 186 has been existing. Pero, ang basihan ngayon ng occupation wherein you can be nominated will be the CSOL, hindi yung MLTSL, hindi yung STSOL o yung ROL na dati pinagsama nila. As long as you can work 2 years, okay na, no? Pwede kang mag-ano sa PR. So ngayon, iba na. If you are applying for Direct Entry Nomination Scheme, CSOL is your list. Kailangan nasa listahan yung occupation mo. Pag wala dun sa CSOL ang iyong occupation, that means you cannot proceed to Subclass 186. Okay? And similarly, sa Skills in Demand visa, yung magre-replace ang Subclass 482, mawawala yung 482. No? We don't know kung ano pang number ang tawag sa kanila. We don't know yet. Pero we call it SID, yung SID visa. Dun din, kailangan yung occupation mo nandoon sa listahan. Now, what are the key sectors that are included in CSOL? So one is the construction occupation, yung mga nandoon sa building and infrastructure program. And then second, those occupations that belong to agricultural sector. And then third, yung those occupations that belong to cybersecurity, yung mga information technology but more focused on cybersecurity. And then of course, health and education. So, yung 5 na yon, matagal na nating binabanggit yan, na yan yung priority ng immigration and priority ng mga employers na makakuha ng mga magtatrabaho, no? So, andyan pa rin sila ngayon. Pero makikita nyo mamaya may nabawas, may natanggal, may lalo na doon sa child center manager. So, nawala yun sa listahan. But anyway, ano ba ang key features ng CSOL? It attracts highly qualified workers for sectors facing acute shortages. And of course, it prioritizes the roles critical to economic growth and infrastructure. And it simplifies migration pathway for skilled workers. Okay, yung mga features na binabanggit ko ngayon are the features that, the framers think will work, no? Pero well, obviously hindi pa yan nailatag, hindi pa yan gumagana. Kaya yung attraction, highly qualified workers, we don't know if it's just going to do it. And totoo kaya na yung CISL ay really answering the acute shortages in terms of labor, no? So we don't know. Kasi ngayon pa lang marami nang nagrereklamo na parang mali yung CISL, no? Like for example,